Hello everyone, I'm Qurrota and in this video I'd like to present my analysis of a text entitled Digital Literacy in Education Navigating the Information Age. So first I'd like to discuss the genre of the text. In my opinion, this text belongs to analytical exposition because the writer clearly takes a position and tries to persuade readers that digital literacy should be prioritized in education. This can be seen from the structure of the text, which begins with a thesis, continues with several arguments, and ends with a reiteration. The tone is also persuasive, so I classify it as an analytical exposition text. Now I'll move to the purpose of the text. So the purpose of this text is to persuade readers that digital literacy is essential in education, especially in the digital era. The writer wants readers to understand that digital literacy is not only about using computers, but also evaluating information critically, using digital platforms responsibly, and using technology effectively for communication and problem solving. Now, I'll explain the structure of the text. The first paragraph is the thesis. In this paragraph, the writer states the main position that digital literacy in education is imperative. The writer also explained that digital literacy goes beyond basic computer skills and includes critical evaluation of information, responsible use of digital platforms, and effective use of technology. After the thesis, the text presents three main arguments. The first argument is about students. The writer explains that digital literacy prepares students for the modern world by helping them distinguish reliable information from misinformation, analyze digital content critically, and behave responsibly online. The second argument is about teachers. The writer says that teacher training is essential because digital literacy cannot be taught separately if teachers are not prepared to integrate it into their teaching and keep up with technological development. And the third argument is about institutional support. So the writer argues that collaboration between government and private technology companies is important because it can provide schools with updated tools, resources, and training programs. The final paragraph is the rate version. In this paragraph, the writer restates the main position that Indonesia must prioritize digital literacy in education through curriculum integration, teacher training, and collaboration with technology firms. Now I'll explain the main idea and supporting details. The main idea of the text is that digital literacy should be prioritized in education because it is essential for preparing students to live in the digital age. And this main idea is supported by three key points. First, digital literacy helps students evaluate information, avoid misinformation, and act responsibly online. And second, teachers need training so they can teach digital literacy effectively. And the third, schools need support from the government and technology companies in the form of tools, resources, and training. And next, I would like to discuss the language features of the text. The text uses the simple present tense because it talks about general truth and ongoing educational needs. And it also uses persuasive and evaluative words such as imperative, essential, and vital to show that the reader's strong position. And in addition, the language is formal and logical, which supports the argumentative nature of the text. And the use of modal words like must and should also strengthen the writer's recommendation. And now I'll move to the author's purpose. So in my opinion, the author's purpose is to raise awareness about the importance of digital literacy in education and to persuade readers that it should become a serious educational priority. After discussing the text analysis, I'll now move to the critical reading part. So in this section, I'll answer three critical questions about the text. Question number one, does the text provide enough evidence to support its claims? So in my opinion, not completely. The idea in the text are relevant and convincing, but they are still quite general. The writer doesn't provide research findings, studies, expert opinions, or real examples to support the claims. Because of that, the text would be stronger if it included more concrete evidence. And question number two, does the text really focus on Indonesian context? I'll say only partly. The text mentions Indonesian in the final paragraph, but most of the discussion is still general. It doesn't really discuss specific challenges in Indonesia, such as unequal internet access, lack of digital devices, and so on. So the text feels more like a general agreement than a detailed discussion of Indonesian's educational reality. And question number three, is the text balanced or does it mainly present one side of the issue? So in my opinion, the text mainly presents the positive side of digital literacy. It explains the benefit well, but it doesn't discuss possible difficulties such as limited infrastructure or challenges in implementing digital literacy in school. So the text is persuasive, but it would be more stronger if it is acknowledged some practical limitation. Even so, I think the text is effective overall because it has a clear structure, relevant ideas, and a strong message about the importance of digital literacy in education. Now, I'd like to share my personal response to the text. Personally, I think this text is very relevant, especially for students and future teachers today. I agree that digital literacy should be prioritized because students now live in a world where information spreads very quickly through social media and digital platforms. Because of that, students need to know how to judge whether information is reliable, recognize misinformation, and use digital spaces responsibly. As an English education student, I also find the discussion about teacher training very important. In my opinion, digital literacy will not be meaningful if teachers are not ready to guide students in using technology critically and responsibly. At the same time, this text reminds me that critical reading is also important. Even when we agree with the text, we need still to ask whether the ideas are supported strongly enough. So for me, this text is useful not because of its topic, but also because it helped me practice reading more critically. I think the text is clear and relevant, but it still lacks evidence, balance, and deeper discussion of the Indonesian context. Even so, it remains effective in showing that digital literacy is an important issue in education today. Thank you so much for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.